Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to live counter review using technical analysis. So for today, I'll be going through the economic calendar first. A lot of stuff in terms of macro data coming out this week. Then I'll go through the indices and commodities, followed by some of the sectors, like your FAANGM, your banks, semicons, as well as EVs. Then I'll head on the individual counters that you all have raised in the chat box. Yep. So without further ado, I'll begin. So this week, quite a lot of data. Tonight, we actually have this S&P Global US Manufacturing PMI. That's coming out at 9:45. And also Manufacturing PMI by ISM by at 10. And Powell will be speaking at 11 p.m. as well. Okay, then tomorrow, there's some Fed speaks going on. At 10 p.m., there's also job openings coming out. On Wednesday, we have an OPEC meeting coming out. That's at 6 p.m. Then at 8:15 we have ADP non-farm. Then also at 9:45 we have S&P Global Services PMI. Then follow up with non-manufacturing PMI at by SM at 10 p.m. Yeah, then the usual quiet inventories at 10:30. Thursday we have usual jobless claims 8:30 p.m. Okay, then on Friday will be another important event will be non-farm payrolls. So that's coming at 8:30 p.m. So quite a lot of data coming in this week. Okay, then I'll move on to some of the indices as well as commodities. So for Bitcoin, looks like recently it's showing some strength. Last week, managed to break out this downtrend resistance line over here. This was end of last week. Yeah, and then momentum is also showing some good signs on the indicators. So currently we tested this previous swing high 28.1K. Then if it managed to sustain, next resistance level to look at would be around 28.8K over here, which was a previous range support breakdown. Yeah, so I think for now likely to just it could just trade in a bit of a range over here. But yeah, for Bitcoin. Okay, next one, Dow Jones. Okay, Dow Jones looks like still some weakness going on. So last week, we tested this next support level. This was around 33.7K. Then the price action wise was like a test over here, but looks like there's still some sellers coming in on Friday over here. So unless we get a close, a nice close during this range, right? Then perhaps you could see some sort of rebound. But for now, I think there could be still some weakness if we do break below last week's lows. So the next support level to look at will be probably between 33K to about 33.4K level over here. Yeah, for now. Then next one, looking at Nasdaq. Nasdaq, okay, Nasdaq we pulled back to test some supports, which were there was this swing low previously at around 13K. Then we also tested the main uptrend channel support over here. So there was some bounce taking place end of the week, but we still met with some resistance at this 13.3K level, which was this recent resistance. So for a proper reversal, need to see some strength to close above this level, this resistance to move upwards. Yeah, but for now, there's still possibly some consolidation could take place over here. Yeah, then yeah, in terms of the support wise, we do see lower levels created this week. Some immediate support could be around 12.8, 12.9K. If we do get very low, then the next horizontal to look at will be around 12.7K over here. Yeah. And moving on to S&P. S&P also a bit similar to Nasdaq. Also we tested this main uptrend channel support last week. Then we actually but then still seeing some resistance which is expected from this retest of this neckline breakdown of the head and shoulders over here at 4330. So let's see whether this is able to hold again, and maybe we do a range consolidation for now. If let's say last week's level does not hold, the next support to look at will be around close to 4,002. where previously it was quite a strong horizontal resistance level at the start of this year, first half of this. Okay, then for gold, there was also a development. So gold, they managed to hold this 1890 level following these lower highs created. So there was a breakdown taking place. Then also broke below this level at 1850, 1860 over here. Yeah. So currently, I think in terms of support wise, likely to be between 1008 to 1830. So reason being this was a swing. There was like a swing low created over here in February this year, and close to 1008. And this was like a previous resistance in August last year as well. So this will be a key level to watch out for. This zone. Then in terms of resistance, will probably be around 1860 over here to about 1890. Yeah. So for gold is still bearish, but if we do tap onto this near-term supports, could see some sort of bounce coming in. Okay, the next one talk about is oil. Okay, oil continues to push upwards, but then tap onto this resistance level at 93.5. So previously there was like a double top taking place end of last year, and we actually retested this resistance. So I expect this resistance to hold for a while. Perhaps you could do some sort of consolidation over here. Then when I look at the indicators wise, there's some bearish divergence taking place. The higher high in price, and we see a lower high in the indicator. So momentum wise could be a bit slowing down for now. So we could see maybe some consolidation. But for now, if it's still strong, the test of this currently is testing this 90.5, 90.6, this recent breakout. So if it's strong, maybe you hold and do a bit of consolidation. If it's a bit weaker, then maybe you'll go and test this lower support again, close to 88. Yeah, so let's see how it moves this week. There's also the OPEC meeting up, so that will also probably move the oil price as well. Okay, then next one, VIX. Okay, VIX. Last week there was a test of this resistance around 18 to 19. Then we pulled back, but upon the retest of this level around 15.7 to 16, this level over here, we found some support back again. So the price actually rebounded. So I think for VIX, it's a bit in the range, but could probably maybe retest the highs of last week, 19.7 or even like 20s over here if it does sustain the move again over here. Yeah. Let's see, perhaps there's also like a trend line over here. Yeah. Perhaps you could test this trend line resistance again, close to 20 now, which is also this resistance over here. Let's see what happens. Okay, then next one, last but not least, I'll talk about copper. Okay, for copper, looks like the weakness is still quite evident. After breaking down the uptrend channel over here, tested the support at 3.666 over here, then rebounded, still finding resistance upon the retest. So if you do continue the wave, the momentum downwards to form a lower low, and perhaps you could maybe you want to test this 3.55 next level over here. So which means this stretch is actually forming a series of lower highs and lower lows for copper. Okay. And now I'll go through some of the sectors. Okay, first I'll start with the FAANGM. So talk about metal. Okay, metal, I think last week it did a test of this support at 288. Some buying took place, come back. Then there's still resistance at around 310 over here. Yeah, so for now, it looks like a bit of a range trade going on for metal. Then in terms of momentum wise, still not very strong. Still see negative crossover on MACD. Yeah, like nothing too much for now. Yeah, so perhaps we could see maybe like a range bound trade if this 310 level holds as a resistance and support is good. This 290 level over here still holds as a support. Okay, then next up for Apple, yeah, Apple is showing some signs of weakness. I think last week after it sideways over here for a very long time, it broke down this 173 level over here. So some weakness can come in. Some weakness has come in and also broke this swing low over here. Yeah, so currently it's bouncing a little bit from a test of this prior support at 170. So this must hold for maybe some sideways trading in terms of price over here. But I think given the breakdown over here, maybe you could see lower prices to come. Yeah, maybe the next good support probably between 165, 166 this zone over here. Yeah. Then yeah, that could maybe you could possibly retest this downtrend resistance line that there was a breakout middle of this year. If we do let's say a retest, find support, then that would be nicer, you know. Okay. Okay, next one, Amazon. Amazon, yeah, weak momentum. There was also bad news, I think. Yeah, so actually we tested this support 126. Currently still holding on here. It's still holding on, but some near resistance could be between this level, this 129 breakdown over here to 132. That's the near closest resistance for now. Yeah, so if it's still finding resistance over here, like it do a bit of sideways trading, or if let's say the low breaks over here, we likely see a lower low being formed. Next support could be at around 118 to about 121 for Amazon. Okay, next one, Netflix. Okay, I think Netflix currently testing it. We tested a bit of a support, so that we have this square trend line support over here. Then then we also tested this main uptrend channel support as well. Then quite near is also this prior resistance over here. So I think this is the area of confluence of supports around the 370 level. So if this level is able to hold, perhaps you could see some sort of rebound, short-term rebound in terms of prices, or some range bound trading. And but for now, some resistance likely still be probably around the 385 area over here, where it was ranged for quite some time. You see some price unable to break above this level. Okay, then for Google, also there was following on from the breakdown, it tested the nearest support level. 127 found some support for a bounce. Then on Friday, went to retest back this 133 level, which was the previous support and resistance. So I think continuing on, could see maybe price come lower again, since to maybe try and test the low of last week again, see whether we hold. We hold, then maybe do a bit of a range. Yeah, but if it doesn't, maybe we could see maybe lower low to fill this price gap over here, which was between 123 to about 126. Yeah, so this will be the next support level to look out at, around 121 to 123 over here for Google. Okay, then last but not least, for the FAANGMs, I'll talk about Microsoft. So Microsoft retracement downwards, continuing on from this breakdown over here, then went to retest this 310, around 311, 312 swing low over here. Then price action wise, looks like finding some sort of support over here, still holding. And so if price is able to hold at this level, perhaps you could see some short-term bounce for Microsoft. Near-term resistance, I would expect it to come close to about the 320 level over here. Where over here we see there was some support previously, and so there was a swing low support over here, then acting as a near-term resistance. So maybe you see some range bound trading. Okay, but if we do break below last week's levels, probably we go lower to test like maybe 307, 305 to 307, this zone next. Okay, next up I talk about the financial sectors. So I start with XLF. Let's see how it's doing. Okay, it looks like still continuing on from the bearish momentum. Retested this swing low over here, but looks like there's still some. It's still quite weak now. So on the retest, it's still on Friday. We don't have a nice close. So perhaps you could see maybe price go lower to find the next support level, which could be closer to about 32.6 over here, previous support. Yeah, to continue this downwards momentum for XLF. Okay, then looking at JP Morgan, JP Morgan looks like a bit of a 50-50 for now. It's ranging over here at the trend channel support, and also recent low is still holding around 143 over here. Yeah, so it's still ranging, but we caution if we do break below these supports, then we probably might see a test of like 140, maybe 140 to 142 ticks. So for let's say for recovery in price, needs to close above this 149, 150, this key resistance, and to show that this range actually formed, price is ready to move higher. Okay, Citigroup. Okay, Citigroup did a retest of the lows at around $40, then found support again. Seeing some resistance around the 40, this prior resistance 40, around 41.7, this level. So the positive thing is that some picking up in terms of momentum, higher low form. So I think if let's say price can maintain, let's see whether we can do a further bounce upward to test the next near-term resistance, which is around 42.4 over here. Yeah. And followed by the next one will be around 43.2. Yeah, so this is for Citigroup. And moving on to Wells Fargo, they also tested the lows last week. And indicator wise, also from higher low. So if it's able to hold, maybe it's a bit similar to Citigroup, can test like 42 again or 43. It's a near-term resistance levels. Then next up, Bank of America. Okay, Bank of America looks like one of the weaker ones in terms of price. Retested the support 27 over here, found resistance 28, which was this recent support breakdown. So if it continues on the bearish momentum wise, then maybe perhaps price could retest the low over closer to 26.60 over here. Yeah. Okay. Now move on to semicons. Okay, semicons. Yeah, showing signs of weakness still. Still unable to reclaim back the uptrend channel over here. Price started just trading sideways for now. Then lower low form last week, indicators also lower low. Okay, then last week what happened was I think feeling of the gap over here, found some support sideways and tried to some sort of bounce. And over here, previous is a recent support could act as a resistance, which is around close to about 3005 as a resistance. Then over here, there's also near-term resistance near 3550, this range breakdown, as well as this the uptrend channel that was being broken over here. So I think near-term maybe still some near-term resistance ahead over here. Maybe price could consolidate and be a range or if it does hit lower, the next key support will probably be around 3230 level here, where it was a previous horizontal resistance breakout. There will be a retest. Okay, then I'll move on to some of the individual counters. Nvidia. So let's take a look at Nvidia. Okay, last week there was a breakout of this wedge over here. I think it's just a probably a short-term recovery in terms of the short-term bounce in terms of prices. We are still under this this main wedge over here, which was actually broken down I think 4 weeks back. Near term, there's also some resistance. Looking at the chart, there are some previous supports nearby 445 to about 455. This zone was quite a strong previous support over here. Then following the breakdown, if you do a retest, I would expect a resistance to come in at this level, given that this is also the retest of the broken wedge. Yeah. So near term, these are resistance. In terms of support wise, near term support likely to come in at 425, this level, this breakout level over here, where price consolidated for a while and broke higher. Yeah, so likely 420 to 425 near term support. Could maybe see some range bound trading this week. Yeah, for Nvidia. Okay, then for AMD. Okay, AMD last week managed to rebound back from the wedge spot over here around 96, tested the resistance at 104 over here. Then I think if this holds, then perhaps we see another pullback in terms of price. Yeah, near-term support will probably be around 99 to about 100. This level, this recent resistance breakout over here. Now, I think in terms of the upside wise, not too much also. Let's say if it happens, we do a breakout this wedge. There's also near-term resistance quite at 108 over here. Since it was a previous strong support breakdown, then upon the retest, we also saw resistance taking place over here. Then happens to be this the uptrend channel that was broken. There will be a retest over here as well. So likely you see some very strong resistance if we do come to 108 as well. Yeah, so maybe for AMD, if we do stay in the wedge, then we probably will see some range bound going on. Okay, next up, TSM. Okay, TSM, let's see what happened last week. Found some support at previous resistance, this 85 level. Okay, then price looks like it's holding, then try to take a bit of a bounce. So near-term resistance wise, I would think will probably be around this 89 level, this support that was being broken, as well as we have this downtrend resistance line around the corner as well. So these are some resistance to take note of. In terms of indicator wise, looks like MACD or form a double bottom, but RSI is still making a lower low. Yeah, so maybe some range bound trading as well for now, if we do hold this respective resistance and support. Okay, next one, Marvell. Let's see. Okay, Marvell also currently still finding support. We tested this support at 52, close to 52, still finding a support. So did a bit of bounce. Currently into a resistance, short-term resistance, and over here around the 55 level, which was like this support. Then we actually saw a breakdown over here. Then currently we tested, still finding some resistance. Yeah, so if it's still bound by this resistance, maybe price will stay between 52 to 55. If it does manage to clear, the next resistance to look at will probably be around 57 over here. Yeah, and then followed by 59. So this for Marvell. In terms of momentum wise, still lower low. over here. Yeah. Okay, then next up, Micron. Okay, this was Micron had earnings release last week. So went back, the attempted break of the wedge over here failed to hold. This range failed to hold. It actually came back down to test this trend line support. So this was at around 64. And price did a rebound over here, where there was another range previously and broke down. So expect to find resistance at this 68 to about 69.6, this zone over here. Yeah, so if that holds, I think maybe price will continue to consolidate, maybe in the range around here. Yeah. Okay, then moving on to Broadcom. Okay, Broadcom I think was quite range bound last week. We actually tested this recent support breakdown around 837 found resistance. Then went back to the low of this 815, then went back over here again. Yeah, so it's just a range ding dong over here. So in terms of for pricing recover, need to close and clear this 837 level. Then probably the next resistance would be around 849, followed by 865 over here. But if it doesn't go up, then likely to see come back down to test the supports on this at least 814 or even lower, which is around close to 800 over here. Yeah, so maybe some range bound trading as well for Broadcom. Okay, then last counter I'll go through for semicons is Intel. Okay, Intel looks like finding some support from this level at 34, which was support and resistance. So price, some good thing is that price actually managed to go above this 34.8 level over here. Then let's see whether it's able to go to test the next resistance around 36, followed by 37 next. Yeah, that will be the short-term resistance for Intel. Okay, the last sector I'll talk about is the EVs. So I'll start off with Tesla. Okay, Tesla managed to find support at this 240 level. This recent support as well as resistance. So looks like it still managed to hold this level. I think should expect resistance soon around this 255 onwards to 260 over here, this zone where there was a breakdown. So for Tesla wise, if you do see some sort of bounce, I expect some resistance to come in, maybe. But I think support wise could probably still hold over here since I was trying to build a range over here. So maybe some range bound movement as well. Okay, next up, Xpeng. Okay, Xpeng looks like trying to break out of this downtrend resistance line. But some near-term resistance is still there, which is this recent resistance close to about $19. It's quite some resistance over here to about close to $20. So I expect if price comes to this zone, I expect some resistance. Yeah, maybe do some sort of consolidation first. Yeah, but the positive signs is that positive sign is like the end of last week, managed to break higher from this support breakdown, then acting as a resistance over here, price managed to break higher on Friday. So if we do hold at this 17.3, 17.4 over here, then there's a chance for maybe price to go higher. Okay, then next one, Neo. Okay, Neo. Managed to hold this retest of this level at $8, which was like the prior support resistance level. Yeah, so the some sort of rebound, but near-term resistance is probably quite close. At around 950, I expect some resistance over based on these levels, this broken support. Also, it was opening price of this sell down previously. Yeah, so I expect resistance if it does come back to test this soon over here. Near-term support probably at 8.8 over here. Then maybe you do some sideways consolidation first. I think last counter I'll talk about for EV is Rivian. Before then I'll start going through what you have put in the chat box now. So Rivian looks like a sort of a double bottom taking place around the $20 mark. And okay, let me see higher low. Okay, help. Yeah, so get a bounce. Expect some resistance still. It was a retest of the recent resistance at around 24.50. So maybe you could see some range bound trading. Yeah, so this for EV. Okay, I'll go through the counters that I have mentioned. So let me take a look first. See if I got any ones that I think there's some repeated counters. Okay, I'll just go through chronologically. Yeah. Okay, first one, OXLC. OXLS, I feel that it's a bit of like a double, trying to form a double bottom over here, around the 4.9. See, MACD is it's holding the lows. So then fresh crossover. So if it holds a momentum wise, perhaps there's a chance to see a retest of these 5.1 highs in the near term. Then we form a double bottom. Okay, next one is Berkshire Hathaway. In Berkshire, the momentum wise, things still quite weak. This was after you form a bearish divergence over here. Yeah. And see this long bearish candle on Friday, currently testing this support, which is around 349. So today needs to form a green candle to show this support actually holds, but some near-term resistance I think will still be around 354. So overall still quite bearish. Potentially we could see further downside if it continues to go downwards to test some supports like 346 as well as 341. Then we see whether it starts to form a bit of range. Okay, then next one is WBD, which is Warner Bros. Discovery. Okay, last week actually, yeah, let me see. Okay, last week, another retest of this support around 10.9. Possibly consolidation in this descending wedge over here. There's a chance this could be taking place. Looks like in terms of the bearish momentum wise, not too much, I think, for now, because the MACD is holding the lows as well as RSI is holding the lows. So potentially we could see some sort of range trading over here. If it holds the last week low, then perhaps over time there's a possible chance for a breakout. So let's see what happens. Okay, the next one is Nike. Okay, Nike. I think for now looks like that the downtrend, the most recent downtrend over here is over. So it kept on the earnings over here. Tested the resistance level at 98 over here. There was some, and there was a bit of sell down. I think let's try to find the near-term supports. There's one support around 94, 94.6 over here, this level. So let's see if this, which was also tapped onto on Friday. So let's see whether you're able to hold at this level. That was first support. Next support probably closer to 91.5 over here. So this could be the next support level. This will be probably a retest of this downtrend resistance line. See whether it holds a breakout. So these are, I think, in my opinion, the two supports to watch out for this week. Near-term resistance likely to be this recent highs 99, then followed by a 102 over here for Nike. Okay, and phase, still just forming a range at the lows over here. Momentum is it's okay. So I think if the lows is able to hold, maybe perhaps you could test the highs of 127 to 128, 129, this old resistance over here again. Then for ST Lauder, next one. Okay, ST Lauder price actually formed a lower low last week. But in terms of indicator wise, we actually form higher. So some divergence taking place. So I want to see whether the price is able to form a range over here. Currently, some resistance is still coming in for close to 147, which was this swing low support that was being broken. So currently we did a retest. So let's see this week if there's some higher low is able to form a range. Then in future for potential change in terms of the trend, we need to break out of this downtrend resistance line over here. Then recover back over 147 to confirm some potential reversal. So these are my thoughts on ST Lauder. Okay, then for Macy's, range was forming. Then end of the week there was a break. Looks like it's trying to go upwards. So if it holds the breakout, this $11 holds, then I think there's some potential for some rebound in prices. Perhaps you could pair retest. Okay, we actually tested this 10.8. So next one around here, which is around 12.2, 12.3 is the next resistance level. Okay, next one, McDonald's. Okay, McDonald's has been coming down quite a bit. Okay, in terms of indicators wise, we're still making lower lows. So no confirmation yet. Price action wise, still some bearishness. So we have bearish candle, then price try to hold, then Friday it just covered this candle over here. So if there's a breakdown, what's likely we could see some retest of this strong support over here, probably retest this strong support again, which is around 256 or 258 zone. Yeah, so let's see over here we get some support coming. Okay, next one is Pepsi. Okay, Pepsi also low in terms of form. Price trying to hold this 168 level both times end of last week, which is a key horizontal, this range resistance as well as this support. Yeah, so if this holds, perhaps you could see some range consolidation form. Near-term resistance wise, I think perhaps still at 171. If these lows give way, we could see a retest of lower lows around 165 over here. Okay, GE is still in this range. Momentum is still decreasing with a lower lows being formed. So I think need to see this support at 110 hold. If not, probably it's gonna go down past like 107 again. It's the next near-term resistance. Sorry, next near-term support for GE. Then in terms of price action wise, some weakness can also tell by recently there was a it didn't manage to hold this level 115 and price came down. Then upon the retest of this support, there was a lower high being formed, and then we actually tested support quite quickly again. So this is you can call this like a lower high bounce. So if this give way, then perhaps price will come down lower, given the increasing momentum. Okay, next one is GE Healthcare. Okay, GE Healthcare looks like price has started to rebound following this divergence in terms of the momentum indicators. So yeah, currently, yeah, okay, we are quite near this short-term resistance around 71. So currently price pulling back, expect some support to come in at this zone, which is around 66 to 68. This is probably might do a retest to see whether this support holds. If it holds, then probably there's could be some rebound to form a bit of a range. Okay, then for RTX price just sideways over here. There's some near-term support around 70. So I think this was like quite a long time ago, the support level over here. This was back in 2021. Also a prior resistance, so it can tell this is probably a key level. So let's see whether price is able to hold upon this support, yeah, to form some sort of sideways first. Okay, what's my view on Palantir? Okay, Palantir, originally I thought there was a head and shoulders going on, but also there was no breakdown of this neckline. Then I think last week there was a news coming in, then price actually went out to test. So price managed to recover to test the resistance again at around 16 over here. So there was a shooting star on Friday. I think the recent gains and retest of this resistance, maybe price need to consolidate for a bit. Perhaps it could come to retest some near-term support around like closer to about 15. So about 15, this price support over here was a was a range support as well before the breakdown. So yeah, this is quite a level for Palantir. So let's see what happens. The next one is TZA, which is this small cap bear 3 times. Okay, I think in terms of the general trend wise, I see like a reverse here shoulders actually breakout taking place. So we'll just try to draw it out. So yeah, over here, it's a break above the 29 level. Then we went up to 22. Yeah, so over here, this is a bullish pattern. So if there's some previous support breakdown, where is a resistance between like the 30.6 to 32. Yeah, so over here, prior support, whereas short-term resistance, maybe price if were to consolidate, let's see whether it does a retest of this short-term resistance. If it holds, then I think it's still bullish. Maybe it forms a range or some possible upside in future. Okay, next one is ExxonMobil as well as Walmart. Let's see. Okay, ExxonMobil higher high last week. Then also still there was a breakout above this 116 level. But I see for the momentum indicators, there's actually some divergence taking place. Lower high, yeah, then RSI also did make higher high. So potentially there's also this wedge taking place. I think for now it's still okay, but unless there's a breakdown taking place, they need to be a bit more cautious lah, because of the divergence. Yeah, and currently resistance likely will be from 118 to about 120. Yeah, then support could come from this trend line at 107, 116, 117. Yeah, but if it comes lower, then you probably will test the lower support, so 113, 114. Okay, next one is Walmart. Okay, Walmart looks like some price action wise starting to weaken. So previously there was the retest of 162 of this resistance breakout held. But last week you can see lower highs actually being formed over here. Then didn't manage to hold this support anymore. So price went to retest this next swing low at 160. So I think some signs of weakness starting to be seen over here. So let's see if this holds. If it doesn't, then likely to go on to test next support, which is around 158. Yeah. And near-term rise resistance will be this 162 level over again. Yeah, so I think Walmart, maybe just this does a bit of a consolidation first for now. Okay, the next one, Nikola. Okay, Nikola, let's see. Okay, the good thing is after this stretch downwards, there is a higher low being formed. Then last week, we also retested this resistance, which was at 1.65. So currently still seeing some resistance. Let's see whether we do form a higher low or retest this resistance support near 1.2, 1.3. If there's a breakout above this 165 resistance, likely to test next resistance at 1.8 as well as 2 for Nikola. Okay, the next one is this DRIV ETF, which is a global autonomous EV ETF. So let's see. So this price made a lower low, but there's some divergence, bullish divergence taking place. Went to retest previous resistance and support level around 23. So if it's able to hold, I think maybe break could form a bit of range first. Currently it's facing some resistance from a test of this 23.7 support breakdown. So kind of expected. Let's say if this level recent support holds, then possibly try and test this resistance again for possible upside or range. Yeah. Okay, next one, T2 Biosystems. Okay, T2 looks like breakdown take place of this 25 cents level, then went on to test the previous resistance acting as support at 16 cents, then went back up over here, do a retest, expect some resistance over here. Yeah, since it will be likely still a retest taking place, but if it clears, then the next resistance again likely to test is around 29 cents, I think, over here. Next one is CETX, Semiconductor. Eccentrics looks like it's a range for now. So after it tested, it tried to break this level around 5.9 to 6, then it went to test the resistance at close to 7, then came back down again. So if this holds at this old support holds around 4.5, likely you see some bounce again, ding dong in this range, I think. Yeah, but if in the event it gives way, then likely to find lower support levels, which is around close to 3.3 to maybe like 3.3 is the low level, then in between probably see like 4.1. Yeah. So this for semi trades. Okay, next one is PayPal. Okay, PayPal went on to test the recent lows again. It held at 57. Indicators still holding the lows. So for now, if this low hold, we could see some sort of range bound trading. Near-term resistance, it's possibly at around 60 over here. This recent support breakdown. Yeah, so could see some range trading if it holds. But if you see the support doesn't hold right, and the next support to test is maybe like 55. Yeah, based on a level last. Yeah, previous resistance level. This was 2017. Okay, next one, Upstart. Okay, Upstart also look like some momentum is picking up. Then last week we had a range form. It held at 28 around 25 to 26 level. So this was prior resistance. Yep. So currently looks like price is trying to test this recent support breakdown at 29.5 over here again. So let's see whether there's some higher low can be formed, or these recent lows can hold. Then perhaps some range consolidation can form for a rebound. Yeah. Okay, the next one is Mastercard. Okay, Mastercard, I think is still seeing some weakness. After the range breakdown over here, we went on to test this support at 396. Try to do a bit of bounce, but Friday we had this bearish candle over here again. So if you do break lower, possibly you could see a retest of between like 388 to about 391. This support zone things. Okay, then for Fastly, so recently there was a breakdown of this trend line support. Then price actually retested support at $18. And then currently doing some sort of rebound, but I would expect resistance to come in quite near, which is this about $19.720 level over here now, if it holds to this downwards trend. Okay, next one is Autorix. Okay, Autorix looks like holding a range, retesting last Friday retested prior support and resistance close to $38. So possibly you could see some pullback first. But if it holds this recent level, is trying to break out around 36.7, possibly you could see some upside. Maybe to test like the next resistance level next around 40. Okay, for Capital One, price broke down, but is tested a previous resistance level, currently acting as support, $96. Bullish divergence taking place. So let's see whether it can hold this price for the retest. For retest of this 99 to 100 recent breakdown level. Okay, for this Champion X Corporation, looks like our momentum is weak and possible breakdown of this short-term uptrend channel. So, but maybe price would have pull back to test like the recent support, the lower supports around the 34.4 to about 35 level here next. Yeah. Okay, next one, Lung Research. Elam Research, momentum wise is still weak. But I think the recent low should be able to hold close to 590s over here, given there was a prior resistance and recent this support the range as well. So actually price is just coming back into this range possibly, but likely to cap. Upside is likely to be still capped, I think. Because 640 wise is still a recent breakdown, likely to still come in act as a resistance. So yeah, in my view, I think maybe just a range consolidation for now. Okay, Teva recently retested this 990 breakout level. There was a bounce. Then currently facing some resistance at this breakdown level, which is around 10.3 over here, and possible bearish divergence taking place. So if price are able to clear this 10.3 and stand above to try and test like recent highs again, like 10.6. There is a chance for it to come back down to test 9.9 or lower support stakes because of the lack of momentum. Okay, next one, flowers.com. Okay, flowers, I think for now, maybe a range might form. Good thing is that a higher low, recently there was a higher low form. Yeah, but coming into this this some sort of resistance at around 7, which was a breakdown. Yeah, maybe just form sideways. Near term support is quite new, also 6.7. Yeah, so maybe I think that maybe prices will consolidate for now first. Okay, for Melco, I think maybe um okay, Melco recently the form lower low, but there was like a prior support, which was at $9. So I think that this we went to do a bounce and currently retesting this breakdown at 10. So if we see some sort of a higher low form, and especially if can break out of this downtrend resistance line, perhaps could go and go on to test like the next near-term resistance around 10.5 possibly. Okay, for the Hong Kong counter, I'll take it later if there's time at the end. I'll go through the US counters first. Okay, next one I see is QQQ. Okay, QQQ. Yeah, last week we tested the recent low is on 354. Went to do a bounce of the broken uptrend support line. Finding a bit of resistance coupled with this downtrend resistance line at the recent highs 360. So I will expect some this resistance to hold maybe for now. Perhaps you could see some sideways trading if the recent lows hold. Yeah, but if we form a lower low, then maybe we could see like this retest of like a retest of this next support level around 347. Let's say if you are forming like a descending wedge over here, then yeah, perhaps if the lower low is formed, then we will test this level. Okay, then for SPY we tested it's still within the uptrend channel. We tested it and doing a bit of a bounce, but resistance still coming in for around 430 is this neckline breakdown. So I think maybe price will trade sideways if this support and resistance will hold. If there's a lower low being formed, then maybe the next support level to look at will probably be around this is 417. Yeah, then 413 to about 417. This will be a next zone where there was a lot of consolidation taking place previously. Okay, then for up, okay, up lower low form, but some divergence. Also, CD. But RSI we form a lower low. Currently hit tap onto this previous swing low level close to 38. So currently, if it's able to hold, maybe we could see a retest of recent resistance around 40s around here. Then we see whether we form a range. Yeah, for our ETF. Okay, 40 net currently is a bit of a range. So likely resistance is from around this 60 level here, since there's a breakout but I couldn't hold it. Then this has become a short-term resistance. So likely I think price will cap in this range between like 57 to about 61. Okay, next one is market access MKTX. Okay, so for this, I think the momentum is still weak. Price just and the indicators are just consolidating. So we're making a lower low. Yeah, so I think for me, for some sort of rebound to take place in some price, need to break out this downtrend resistance line possibly. They need to clear this support term resistance at 219 as well. So for now, maybe that if there's a retest, maybe we see where they form a higher low, and from there on a breakout possibly. Okay, then for Roblox, bullish divergence during the lower low recently, which actually tested this support, which was formed in December last year, $25. So price actually came back up to currently near a short-term resistance at 29 to 30 over here. And so I think maybe should see some resistance first and maybe just sideways for now. The next one is Disney. Okay, Disney, the recent lows held at 979. So there's also bullish divergence. So some momentum could come into test like the near-term resistance around 82, then followed by 80, closer to about 83.7 over here. Also this downtrend resistance side. So let's see whether the price can bounce to test these next few levels. Okay, for Gilead Sciences, the resistance over at current, the resistance close to 76 over here is still holding, and then price came back down. So possibly you could see another retest of this 74. If it holds, then we likely will still cap in this range. But if it doesn't, then maybe go down towards like the next support, which is around 73.7 and over maybe 73. Yeah. So for now, I think it's a bit of a range over here. Okay, then for Pfizer, went to retest another support, another next level of support, which is I think 32. So price trying to rebound, then near-term resistance will be this 33.5 or so. Okay, then Marathon Digital went on to retest the previous range support 8.5. And momentum indicators okay, higher lows too. If this holds, then I think perhaps you could see maybe a retest of like 9.5 as first level, then followed by 10.3, 10.4 fixed resistance level. My Hive also similar but bullish divergence. So yeah, currently likely you see in a retest of this broken support 10.1. Then next resistance could be at this trend line 10.8 for Riot. And Big Digital also recently tested a support, also bullish divergence. So possibly if it comes up to do a rebound, near-term resistance retest likely to come in 2.47 followed by 2.7. Yeah, then Hive Digital also retested the range support. Yeah, then coming up to rebound, also similar pattern. I think all are quite similar. Yeah, so let's see whether they can retest like the next near-term resistance for 3.4 and followed by 3.6. And next one is Canon Inc. Yeah, so for now, looks like possible retest of this broken support near the recent 1.9 over here. Yeah. The next resistance could be around close to 2, and followed by this over here around 2.17. Okay, I'll go through the 3 remaining counters. Since we are quite close to 9:15. Okay, for JD, still in a downtrend, lower low form. No divergence yet, but some recovery if there's a possible breakout over here of this downtrend resistance line, then possibly we go and test like short-term resistance close to like 30.4, like close to 31 this level. Okay, then for Vista Energy, looks like a breakout, supported with good momentum. So I think possibly that could continue the upside. Yeah, probably if you follow this trend line wise, the next resistance could come in. Let me see. Really like 32.5 perhaps. If it does go and test it. Okay, last one I'll talk about Geely Hong Kong. Geely Hong Kong, I think just another retest of the support over here again, around the 9.1, 9.2 level. So if we do hold the recent lows, probably could see some sort of rebound to test the short-term resistance over here around 9.5. Okay, I think that's all for today. Thanks everyone for attending. I'll just share the links. Yeah, okay, I think my colleague has helped me to drop it in the chat. So appreciate if you all can help me to fill out the survey form. It will improve your experience for future seminars if you have any feedback. Also, do join our Telegram group at Poems TA. Sometimes I'll post like TA content over there. Also, I'll also post it on the Poems 3 Telegram. Poems 3 Technical Analysis community group. Yeah, so please do join if you haven't, so you can keep up to date with our latest reports. Yeah, so thank you everyone. Have a good week ahead. Good luck in your trading, and do take note of some of the key events that's going to be taking place this week. Yeah, so I see you all in the next session. Have a good night. Bye bye.